Tech here, going over our January update. It's been a very busy start to the new year. We have launched our 3rd generation of Nanobubble generator units, and we're selling those on our website, Amazon, etc. You can go online and find them. We have 5, 10, 25, and 50 gallon a minute units available now, anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inch NPT. And since I have our 50 gallon a minute setup already going here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you that unit and what that looks like. So this is our 50 gallon a minute unit. It threads on to 1.5 inch NPT here and here. Has a specialized internal geometry that makes the nanobubbles where all the magic happens. And then we have our air barb that can be left just open to pull in ambient air at about 17 liters a minute. Or if you want to add compressed air and apply some forward pressure, you can use a hose to attach to here on the outside or the inside. It's also barbed in there to grab a hose. Some people choose to use oxygen, ozone, CO2 to make customized nanobubbles, which you're welcome to explore. Let us know how that goes. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you what air mode looks like versus gas mode. So air mode begins with just opening this valve, since this is already primed, and letting it rip. So you're going to see that this water column almost instantly turns white. And that's all the microbubbles being generated that are between 1 to 500 microns across. Anything smaller than that's being generated, like our nanobubbles, are going to be less than 1 micron, particularly between 200 and 50 nanometers is the size that we generate. So this looks pretty white. You can still kind of see that pipe, the little barcode on it, at 90 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an air hose that's pumping 110 liters a minute from that air pump right there. And you're going to see just how different this begins to look. So it begins to really pick up, and you can see that there's more air being involved. The water gets kind of dark, and that's because it's really difficult for the light to penetrate the water, and so the body starts to become a little bit darker. And that pipe has completely disappeared by now. And we're looking at, what, almost a minute of running. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, and I'm going to run a time lapse for you guys to see just how long it takes for the bubbles to dissipate. So what happens is any pollutants, any debris, anything that's really floating around in the solution, all these bubbles are going to bind to it and lift it up out of the solution to the surface where it can be skimmed off. And that's, a material recovery application there. Yeah, so I'm going to let this run. Let's see how that goes. All right, so it's been about 4 minutes, and all of those microbubbles have either risen to the surface and burst, or they have shrunk down into nanobubbles and are now floating around here due to Brownian motion. So we really appreciate all of the feedback and input from customers. If you have a system and you've been using one of our nanobubble generators, please feel free to share your experience, whether it's video, send us an email or a message on Instagram or Facebook. Happy to hear back from you, and looking forward to what the year has in store.